Hi, Cancer. Welcome in. This is your reading. This is for rising and sun sign Cancers. If you don't know your rising sign, I would recommend you try to find out so that you can watch that reading too. Rising sign maps your whole astrology chart, so it gives me a lot of information to talk about where things fall in your chart. We are going to be talking about the full moon in Gemini that's happening at the end of this month. And there's a stellium in Aries and Sag, which I will explain to you in this video. In the extended, I'll go deeper into the December astrology so you can understand what's going on and where it falls in your chart. And where it falls in your chart is where it falls in your life. Okay, so let's see where we go with this reading. I'm integrating astrology with tarot. If you want to learn how to read tarot from me, there's a link in the description box below for my tarot class. And if you really want to jump on, you can jump on the tarot certification that's starting up next year in January. If you want to be a reader certified by me, check it out. Link is in the description box below. All right, let's see what's coming through here. Shadow. I can't stop myself with that one because could be talking to a masculine. Wow, trust. That's interesting. And meditate. This is a very, I feel like I'm talking to the masculine Cancerian, and I'm talking energy. So you have both masculine and feminine in you. And your masculine side, or if you are a male Cancer, this is going to be about activating some energy of trust in your life, or some kind of shadow aspect is going to be destructive to trust, or you're going to understand through your own spiritual development what is worthy of your trust, what is not worthy of your trust. The shadow aspect of you might be about, am I trustworthy? And in relationships, right? Especially in the twin flame relationship. Am I trustworthy? Am I doing things that are going to inspire trust in other people? And also, can I trust myself when it comes to my relationships? So let's take a look at what comes through on the tarot end of things. Cancerians. 3 of Wands. King of Cups, there you are. 3 of Pentacles. 5 of Cups. High Priestess. Knight of Pentacles. Boy, this is the most trustworthy card in the deck. It is Virgo energy. You might have some strong Virgo in your chart too. I am seeing a lot of your own Cancerian energy with this High Priestess, and then with the King of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. This is about making choices in your career. And there's another choice card with the Lovers. Could be dealing with a Gemini, Virgo, Cancer here. So this feels like an internal battle about your career of some kind. The stelliums, the 3 planets in one sign, that's what a stellium is, might be activating your sense of what you've chosen to do in your working life, and is it suitable, or is it fitting me? Is it something that gives me fulfillment, gives me satisfaction? There can be an opportunity. This is what you don't see coming. There can be an opportunity with a Virgo or a Gemini to build something, a business or something like that. I feel like there is a set of expectations that you might have for yourself, or you might have for this other person, that are coming into, not question, but are coming into your reality right now. And can you trust yourself to make a good decision regarding your work, or regarding where you're going with your life, especially as it relates to career choices. Let's see, Page of Wands, the 2 of Cups. There's a lot of Virgo energy here. Hermit. And Virgo, for those of you who don't know, Virgo energy, you have it in your chart. We all have every sign, but we don't always have the same strength. Some of you may be a Virgo rising, or you might be have strong planets in Virgo, meaning Jupiter, Mars, things like that. Virgo is the energy of diligence, sacred service. There's a love relationship that may be pushing you more towards service, and not service for that unit, but service for humanity. You could be dealing with someone that you've known for a really long time. This could also be a child that is forcing you into service or showing you the path of service, something like that. Like you're making a choice in your career. Instead of it being about money, it's more about service, serving other people, or you're just shifting your own perspective. Like when you're creating your own business, how are you helping other people? It's not just about like, okay, this is the service and this is how much money I can charge for it. It's much more about, am I doing something that is helpful? Okay, am I doing something that's helpful? Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Strength card. There's Leo. This is calling into question, like maybe if some of you are shifting what you're doing for work because of this energy that's happening right now. Some of you may be dealing with somebody who is supportive of that, supporting your desire to be of service, a spiritual partner, right? A soulmate, spiritual partner. World, Queen of Cups. Wow, look at this. And the Two of Swords. There's definitely King and Queen of Cups. There can be somebody who is supportive of a change that's drawing you in a direction of being more of service. That's likely a twin flame, okay? Someone who is supportive of that. Someone who is not supportive of that. Someone who is much more focused of like, you know, what have you done for me lately? Or something like that. Or, you know, is this something that you should really be doing? Is it going to be bringing in enough money? If they're focused on that side of things, I feel like that's going to be a little bit like, I feel like that's not going to feel very good to you if someone's too focused on, you know, their own needs versus what you feel a calling toward. So the Hermit energy, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the Moon. All right, so the Moon keeps showing up here. You saw how many times that came up in shuffling. And I do think that the Moon, the full moon, we have a full moon in Gemini, which I'll talk about in a minute, coming up on at the end of November. We have a new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, a new moon in Sagittarius. And then a full moon in your sign of Cancer in the middle of December, which I hadn't planned to talk about, but now that I'm recognizing that it's an important thing to say because you're a Cancer, it would be important for us to look at that. So I feel like the new moon in Cancer, maybe all the way in December, can be bringing in this sense of grounded love relationship. So there's so much going on in this. This is very spiritual, right? This is very kind of ethereal, hard to nail it down. Divine Masculine wants some kind of tangible, okay? And it's also about what kind of reality do I want to create? I want to create something that has some tangibility to it, right? So that kind of goes back to this Virgo energy of, am I doing something that is going to create some stability in my life? But it also has to have a spiritual purpose. It can't just be, and I feel like this is a good message for the collective, not even just Cancerians, but your work has to serve humanity in some important way. It has to serve a purpose. It has to serve a direction in your life that is expansive, okay? So I feel like that, because there is some kind of awareness around that, maybe through meditation or whatever, you're kind of clearing the path to understanding why you're doing this, right? If all this time you've been working along in a career and it's like, okay, I'm judging it based on whether it supports me or not, fair enough, financially. But does it support me spiritually? Does it nurture me emotionally? These are all questions that are coming into play here. Got a lot of water energy and a lot of Virgo energy. Now, the air, the Lovers card, and the Strength card is about passion and fire. So again, this is like a Tetris, a little bit of Tetris. It's like, this has got to fit. This has got to fit too, where it's got to have love. It's got to have passion. It's got to have purpose. That's twin flame. Okay. That's twin flame. And I feel like anybody who's not kind of aligned with all of the elements of it, you might have a relationship that just works on one gear where, okay, this serves this particular purpose, but it's not growth oriented. It's not expansion oriented. So let me look at the astrology. I'm going to talk two things with you right now, and then I will finish up on this reading. In the extended, I'll go deeper into each of the parts of the zodiac that are affected by the shifts that are happening in the next 6 weeks. Okay. So Cancerians, you have a stellium in Aries in your 10th house, career. Okay. North Node, Moon, and Chiron. So there's a lot of healing energy around your work, but only if you have passion for it. Aries, right? Only if you have passion for it. That falling into that 10th house of career, right? Career is the big story about what I do in the public eye, and in the Western world, it is about our jobs. More than that, it's about the thematic. Like, I'm a communicator. So I've worked in television. I've worked as a writer. I've worked as a marketer. I've worked all of these things that are about communicating a message. And so that's what career is like, what's the big picture of that? The 6th house is about the day job. So those are the detaily things, Virgo. Those are the detaily things. And how do they fit into that constellation of what you're doing? So there is a stellium in Aries. So if you have Aries in that 10th house, really it's about leadership. Your career is about leadership. So it's like you can't fade back into a team. You're going to have to strike out in the direction of being in charge. You might be a natural leader. So even if you don't have the title, people come to you. If you have Aries in that 10th house, it's real. And Chiron is there. You might have a wound around being a leader. Okay. You might be like, no, I can't be an entrepreneur. I can't have my own business. And you might have a partner, if they're one of those one gear partners, that whenever you make a shift that includes service, includes creative expression or anything like that, they get pissed off. They're like, wait a second, that was a lucrative job. Why are you leaving that? Okay, there might be this, I'm getting this like real anger. So you want a partner who recognizes all of those things. North Node, Moon, and Chiron. North Node is your mission and purpose on this life, in this life, okay? And it has to do with leadership. It is trining another stellium in Sagittarius, which is in your 6th house of day job. So what's in the 6th house, what's transiting, what's moving through? Sun, right? We have Sun in Sagittarius. This is on November 24th. Sun, Mars moving into Sagittarius, and Mercury. So there is a communication element to this. 6th house is about sacred service. All right, sacred service. So what I can see here is that you being able to connect the dots of the day job to the career, especially as it relates to your dynamic expression, creative expression, feeling fulfilled, feeling like I'm doing something for humanity or doing something for the greater good. It's not just a transactional kind of thing. I put in hours, I get a paycheck, or it's not that. This is about what fuels me. All right, what fuels me. It's interesting that, we have that North Node in the 10th house, right? North Node in the 10th house of career. It is in opposition, meaning 180 degrees across the hall, to the South Node and Venus in the 4th house. So some of you might have to move. Okay. Some of you might have to move. Some of you might have been, in the past, you might have been very, a stay-at-home mom. Some of you might have had that satisfaction of that career in that placement in your chart. And now what's, in the South Node, this is a past life. Okay. So now we're going to have to balance the energy of where I'm doing it, what it feels like. It's got to feel satisfying. And it's also got to be expansive in the world. 10th house, right? It's got to be expansive. So just know that you might be changing your day job and you might be changing where you're living. Okay, that's for you. The second thing I want to talk about, that was a big one. The second thing I want to talk about is the full moon in Gemini, which is about speaking and channeling truth, showing up in your 12th house of spiritual connection. So there can be this sense of shining a light on anything that you're doing with your communication that is hiding or stunting your growth as it relates to spiritual enlightenment. All right. anything that you're doing or not doing that is, it's sort of like escapism, addiction, the house of self-undoing. That's what the 12th house is. And so in Gemini, you kind of have to be full frontally honest about what is about, you know, your connection to the divine, for sure, 12th house, but also like in your alone moments, 12th house, meditating, connecting to spirit. And what you're saying, Gemini, may be different than what you've said before. If you're connecting the dots and you're dealing with, you're understanding this whole idea of sacred service, and you're connecting those dots and you're saying, wait a second, what I'm doing every single day is different than what I'm here to do. That's call for change. Okay. So I'm going to talk more about what's happening in the December astrology as we get into that. Extended. Let me ask about the Six of Cups and the Strength card with this Queen of Pentacles. Please clarify that, because we've had the Queen of Pentacles a couple times. King of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, the World. Wow, the World again. And the Five of Wands in reverse. So there's something here about relaxing your resistance, Five of Wands, and not knowing how this is going to work out, the Seven of Cups there. I feel like the person who really is expansive, right? The person who really wants the whole enchilada. They want or are supportive of you being someone who is fulfilled, not just bringing home a paycheck. They are seeking or helping you seek. It's possible they're the divine feminine for you. Okay. And so this Queen of Pentacles, like, yes, it is going to be abundant. Yes. King and Queen of Pentacles, is this something that's going to come together? Yes. Without resistance? Yes. This person is very supportive of you. And I feel like if you're dealing with two different people, if you're dealing with another person, or maybe you're leaving a life where that was supported, that, hey, just bring home the money, right? Like that kind of attitude. No, no, no. We're going towards becoming something more. And I feel like the shadow part of this is you doing that, you changing this commitment. We're going to talk about Mercury and Capricorn in a second in the extended, but you doing you. The reason I'm holding this up is you doing you. If you doing something that feels fulfilled and satisfying, and it breaks trust with somebody, then what does that say about where you've been? Okay, what does that say? And I think we're going to be talking a lot more about this as we get to the extended, okay? All right, I'm going to continue on. Like I said, I'm going to talk more about the astrology. We'll go deeper into this reading too. Link is below, Cancer, if you want to continue on with me. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.